So, we're going to talk about ketones. What are ketones? And I'm going to be talking about it in regard to fasting, intermittent fasting, and or maybe even a keto diet. So, what leads you into production of ketones in those circumstances? So, when you go on a fast, whether it's an intermittent fast and or a long-term fast and or a keto diet, you with a keto diet, it probably takes 3 to 4 days or 2 to 4 days before you're going to start seeing ketone bodies in the urine, if that's where you're looking for them. I'm going to tell you some symptoms that you know that you're in ketosis. The other thing is that with fasting or intermittent fasting, they say that you're going to start to see some ketosis or ketones being produced at about 12 to 18 hours of fasting. So if you're going on a long-term fast, you're going to see it within 24 hours. You're going to start seeing ketones being produced. So why is it that ketones are being produced? Well, you're decreasing your carbohydrate consumption. In a fast, total fast, you're not eating at all, so your insulin, you're not producing any glucose in the bloodstream. So what happens then is that the liver begins to produce ketones and pushes that out into the bloodstream. So when the ketones are produced, then what happens symptom wise, without you having to go and test your urine with those urine strips to see if you're in ketosis, is you'll start to notice some bad breath. And what does that smell like? Usually a little bit on the sweet side. And that's how I look at it. It kind of smells a little bit on the sweet side. Some people would say it smells almost like nail polish remover. Well, I don't look at that as too sweet. So I think you have almost like a sweet odor in someone's breath. The other thing that really makes you realize that you're in ketosis is that you begin to lose your appetite. So you're no longer hungry. And having done several long-term fasts, I didn't really experience that until about 48 hours. So, we're all a little bit different. Age makes a difference when you go into ketosis. How your liver manufactures the ketones. There's many, many factors that metabolically that are different for each one of us. But appetite, you do lose your appetite. Starts smelling a different smell in your breath. What I noticed and what they say in the literature is that you have more vivid focus, so you can focus on things much more easily. I think initially you may experience some fatigue, but that is short lived. Usually, with fasting, intermittent fasting, or that production of those ketones, you really begin to have bursts of energy. So that's a little bit different. So, the benefits behind all this is that you begin to lose weight. And that's really oftentimes what people are after when they're doing intermittent fasting, and even the keto diet. But overall, there's certainly a lot of other health benefits associated with fasting, intermittent fasting, like the growth hormone that goes up in production, which we don't produce a lot as you get older. After you get out of your 30s, you start seeing a decrease in the production of the growth hormone. And the growth hormone stimulates those brand new stem cells out of your bone marrow that we don't produce a lot of as we get older, and why we see the aging process and the wrinkles and the sagging of the skin, etc. I think the other benefit certainly that happens when you are going into ketosis is that you begin to burn old, dysfunctional, dying cells as that growth hormone increases and starts producing those stem cells. And the other thing, testosterone levels. Testosterone levels go up, I don't know, probably 1,800% in men, about 1,200% in women. So you get that burst in hormone levels that you don't normally get unless you are fasting, intermittent fasting, extraordinarily aggressive exercises like we see with, maybe Navy SEALs when they're training, boxers that are training, the rangers that are training in the service, they're going to be doing a lot of exercises, marathon runners that are going to produce ketone bodies. So, and then the other way you see it is on keto diets. So there you go. That's ketones. A little about ketones. Have any questions? Send me a message. If you're interested, please follow me on my YouTube page. I'm going to start putting all of my fasting videos there. So have a great Monday.